Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like that. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to ride. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skill. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill. It's time to anime and chill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill.
And we're back with another episode. You are now chilling with your favorite two N-words, the biggest anime nerds. We can say it.
You can.
Another week goes by, man. What's going on?
Man. Another week of working. Trying to watch some tunes. I got to check in on some Boruto this week.
Yeah.
So I'm liking where they at right now.
Yeah, and I've been kind of catching up on some of the dubbed versions of One Piece. I know some people out there like, no, it's all about the subs. It's all about the subs. And then you got motherfuckers who's like, man, fuck the subs. It's all about the mangas, nigga. So it's always gonna be a bigger nerd right around the corner. But with all of that said, we kind of got a good show tonight. I also want to talk about what the fuck happened at Extreme Rules, because that was some down home, bar none,
I believe it. I see
top shelf, grade A, supreme bullshit.
Oh man,
that fucking happened at Extreme Rules.
I was just about to ask you, so you were satisfied with this one?
Fuck no,
man,
hell no, hell no.
What the hell's going on,
bruh? Okay, we gonna get into that in a minute. Cause the show was good, but again, the ending was like, come on, man. Some of the matches was a hit or miss, but I digress. We're gonna dive into it in a minute. But what else we got going on in anime news? I don't know if you watched that Vision of a Galaxy Far, Far Away. That shit on Disney Plus. It's this new anime. It's Star Wars anime.
Nah, I'm gonna have to get into that one. I've been into the Bad Batch.
I've been seeing headlines about it and shit like that. So it's touted to be good. I don't know yet, but
okay.
Yeah,
I have to check that out. I'm always in for some Star Wars.
Yeah, cause that shit hits just on another level. But yeah, let's get into some Boruto real quick. Tell me about that.
All right, so for all of y'all who be watching it, you know, when the first episode started, it was like a foreshadow. It was Boruto and Kawaki standing on top of the mountains where the Hokage's faces used to be, and there were enemies. And Boruto was older. He was like a teenager at that time.
Right, like Naruto and Sasuke was.
So, boom. So now where we at right now, Jigen, who has been found out to be, his real name is Ishiki Otsutsuki. Bruh, he's coming for a body, like how Orochimaru had Sasuke for his vessel, planned to be his vessel. Naruto has adopted Kawaki, so here we go, and now Ishiki is coming after him, and now they're at the crucial point where Ishiki doesn't have much time left, so you know he's coming, and they try to hide him, and Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto get off into this fight against Ishiki, and bruh, Ishiki ends up breaking Boruto's arm, and his reaction was like spot on golden if he, you know, if that was a real human being getting their arm broke by somebody else with their bare hand. Bruh, his reaction was spot on. So, big ups to the animation on that. That one was, I almost felt that. But then Naruto ended up going into this mode, Baryon mode, where, you know, it's his Ultra Instinct version.
Damn.
That's what I would call it.
You showed me the clip of the fight.
And
that was some Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, that was some Ultra Instinct shit. Like that was his Ultra Instinct moment, and it was smooth as hell, bro. It was smooth as shit. But even though it was dope as hell, and he was fucking him up for that moment, it didn't last long, and you know he's on the ropes again. So right now where we at, look like Ishiki finna get what he want, and that time skip finna happen.
Yeah, that shit sounds like it's gonna be some top shelf shit. Cause nigga, I was like, I thought it was weird that they would bring Naruto to an end, but all they did was change the name. Like what they did when they went from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden. It's like okay, so they say, oh yeah, Naruto is over, and then yeah, Naruto Shippuden. Oh, so Naruto is not over. Yeah, none of this it's over, but this is the new chapter. But it's the same people, same story. So I'm guessing that's what this is. This is just the evolution in the story. Like how Dragon Ball Z went from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, then we won't speak of Grand Tour. But and now we had Super.
Grand Tour had its moments.
Yeah.
It had its moments.
Yeah. It did give us Super Saiyan 4.
And Super 17.
Yeah.
That nigga was a beast. Super 17.
Yeah, baby Vegeta.
His resolve was weak. But okay.
And lastly, I'm gonna say Omega Shenron.
Yeah, Omega Shenron was alright.
Outside of that,
damn nigga, that was damn near their whole jump.
Yeah, but not saying the whole shit
except for the very beginning.
It's mostly the villains that made it.
Yeah, because whoever's idea it was to make Goku a kid and to give Trunks baby shorts, I don't understand.
Yeah,
but you blew
that shit was dumb.
You blew that one. But I mean, hey, they're trying to make it for it, I guess.
Yep. But then again, that wasn't even the same writers as that was on what's the name? On Dragon Ball. So freaking that's kind of the reason why it wasn't canon. Cause Toriyama said, yeah, that shit ain't canon. But I digress. Since we moved from Naruto to Dragon Ball let's go ahead and jump onto some One Piece, because as I said, I've been watching the dubs, catching up, because I see that the dubs, they now in Dressrosa, and they about to finish Dressrosa, and I'm like, bruh, I'm that far behind? So, yeah, so I jumped in at Punk Hazard, which I like to call Pokeball Island, because when you look at that shit on a map, it looks like a giant Pokeball. And so, freaking, I'm watching this shit, and it's kind of sad because it's the story about how Caesar took the kids. But the more I'm watching this shit, the more I find Caesar fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Cause that motherfucker is just evil for evil's sake. but he's so happy about it. It's like, have you ever heard somebody so joyful to kill somebody? Like, I just, like, these children, like, I'm gonna give them because essentially what Caesar Clown is doing is kidnapping children from their parents. He's giving them drugs, telling them it's candy, and it's meant to try to expand their bodies and turn them into giants, because that's the science project that he's working on. And so it's like, bro, it gets to a point like when Chopper figures out what's going on and he's telling the kids, y'all can't have the candy no more. These little motherfuckers turn into crackheads.
Yeah, just how
like,
babies are when you tell them.
Bruh. And when you see it play out, it's like, damn, that's fucked up.
So, you don't give me no kid?
Like, bro, cause yeah, it starts out.
Eat this nigga.
The kids are they start out being nice and sweet, and we get to go back and get candy. And Chopper's like, listen, kids, you can't eat that candy. It's bad for you. Yeah, okay, we won't eat the candy. We won't eat the candy. 2 hours later. These motherfuckers is Jones. Okay, we just need to go back to the biscuit room so we can get some candy. We just go get some candy. The master said he's gonna give us some candy. Give us the goddamn candy. And it's like, yo, chill, bro. It's not that serious. To the point, Chopper ends up sedating one of the giant children and working with her to save the rest of them. And so he tells her what the drug is and what it's made for. And she's like, but he told us it's candy and it tastes like candy. And Chopper's like, yeah, that's how he gets your ass hooked. Then he was like, that's his way of getting you to volunteer for the experiment. He was like, it tastes sweet, but that shit is poisonous. It's slowly killing you. And if you eat too much of it, you will die. Matter of fact, he overheard Caesar Clown on the phone with one of the underworld investors telling this nigga like, yeah, we haven't worked out all the kinks, but we have gotten the children to grow. We do got some giant kids. And they're like, okay, so what if they decide to run away? Or what if they're taken from you? He's like, it won't matter. He's like, they're gonna die in 5 years anyway. And he was like, they never really gonna grow up. So he was like, they'll die off, and then my experiment will be forgotten about, and I'll start that shit all over again. And I'm like, yo, this nigga is crazy.
Yeah, that's ruthless.
Yeah, but he's saying it with such a happy tone that it's like I can't help but laugh at that shit. It's funny that he's saying it like that, and I guess it's because I didn't expect them to go with that voice actor. Because when you listen to the sub version and you hear the way his voice is on the sub version, I thought they was gonna get the dude who voiced Orochimaru to do his voice. That's who I kept hearing doing that nigga's voice. That
would have been a good one.
Soft, silky, but sinister ass voice. But not, especially because he's the gas man. I didn't expect him to be we're gonna kill these kids. They're not gonna live. And then we're gonna sell this gas as a fucking weapon of mass destruction, because I'm using that to also run tests on this SAD chemical that somebody else is using to make smiles, which we're not gonna talk about yet, because that's a whole nother can of worms. We still in Wano in the what's the name? In the dubs. Hell, I seen a post on Facebook the other day. It was the scene of when Blackbeard met Luffy for the very first time at Jaya. And They're sitting across from each other outside, and Blackbeard is eating his pies. And the line is, the original line is, the dreams of pirates will never end. Somebody went in there and rearranged that shit, and they put the new quote as, the third act of Wano will never end. And I'm like, bruh, this shit is looking like it's gonna be longer than Dressrosa. Cause Dressrosa was like 100 chapters, they said.
Yeah, Wano gonna be long as shit.
Bruh.
Wano's gonna be long as shit.
Bruh. So, yeah. And then you got this nigga Law, who, bruh, like, the guy that got playing him, I think, is the same dude that might have voiced Yamato in Naruto. But it's like he's got this almost monotone voice. I think that nigga might be high. Like, bruh, cause nigga, Oda be slipping some shit in there. That nigga know what he doing. Bruh, I think fucking Law might be slick as stoner. I know that nigga Kizaru's slick as stoner. That nigga always on some chill. But then, what about Aokiji? That nigga might be a stoner. He might not even be a stoner. He might be a nigga who used to be a stoner. And who just kind of grew out of it.
Every now and then.
Right. He'll dabble in it every now and again. But, yeah, nah. So, fucking that shit is so fucking dope. And then when they did the whole heart switch, where Law switched everybody's heart and had them niggas fucked up for, bruh, just to watch this nigga Sanji running through there being a super fucking pervert because he was in Nami's body. And that bitch kept wanting to bop this nigga, but again, he's in her body. And this nigga is sitting there groping this shit out of her. And I'm sitting there like, wait, they still let this shit go?
Yeah, that nigga, you know, he
even
having
with
those
the dubs, like, nigga, what the okay. And this thing, hey guys, and that's what I know. Like, when Sanji went out looking for Kinemon's body, because he said once he picked up that nigga's head, he became responsible for that shit. But if you think about it, nigga Luffy found that nigga's legs way before Sanji found that nigga's head. Then again, they might have found it at the same time. They just showed us what was going on at two separate times. Either way, where I'm at now in the dubs is the fight. Well, just finished the fight between Zoro and Monet. That shit was fucking... Watching that shit back in the dubs is just fucking hilarious. Because when he's sitting there fending her off, she's feeling some type of way because she's like, he's not even attacking. Hold up, wait a minute. And he's just pretty much killing time. He's stalling so that Nami and the others could get away. And then here comes G5 and Tashigi, and she sends them on because they're being chased by the poison smoke that Caesar Clown calls Land of Death. Try wrapping your head around that. Yeah. And then freaking Sanji's behind G5, literally kicking these niggas past the smoke because he's trying to impress Tashigi because she's a pretty girl. You know how that nigga goes. So they come running past this nigga Zoro. So she tells G5 to keep going. Sanji keeps going because he don't give a fuck about Zoro.
Right.
Saw that nigga like, whatever you're about to get into, I'm not into, I want none of it until he seen Monet. And that nigga had a snot rocket. Except it was blood, not snot. Sent that nigga flying across the room. Like, wow, that bitch is hot. Then he noticed, oh wait, that bitch is half bird. Bruh, long story short, get to the fight where Tashigi jumps in the middle of Zoro's fight with Monet, and she starts swinging at Monet, but she's no match at all for Monet, and Zoro knows that shit. And so she's talking like, you're a lowly pirate, I'm gonna handle her, and then I'm gonna arrest you, and this, that, and the third, blah, blah. And this thing is like, are you trying to say that you're better than me? And that bitch goes, yes. This motherfucker sits down. Okay, fuck it. I got time to kill. So, go ahead, do whatever you gonna do. And when that bitch beats you, then I'ma beat her.
Right.
And I'ma leave your ass here. So, like, Tashigi is literally no match for Monet. Monet is whooping that ass. And then, when she finally, because Tashigi has imbued her sword with Haki. That's how she's able to hit Monet in her snow form. Monet figured that shit out quick. Start using her speed. That bitch said, yeah, you can use Haki, but bitch, you ain't that fast. Bit her shoulder.
Yeah, we're crunching into that motherfucker.
Yeah, and she remembered.
Bite that hoe straight off.
Yeah, because she remembered what the fuck happened to one of the G5 soldiers. Had his whole shoulder chewed the fuck off. Turned into an icicle. Because she bit that nigga her snow monster form. So what did Tashigi do? She grabbed the back of that bitch head. That bitch like, let me go. That's why she kept crunching into it. Because Monet was trying to rip out. But Tashigi kept pushing her back in. So she was just readjusting and re-crunching and all that shit. Because then you hear this bitch, Tashigi's thought, she's like, yeah, if I let this bitch go, she gonna rip my whole shoulder off. I'm gonna be minus an arm. Don't worry. The real swordsman got it. That nigga flicked his sword. Bro, didn't even pull it out. Just flick that shit out the sheath a little bit.
Yeah, that's...
Cut that bitch from deep.
Beast mode.
And that bitch was like, I didn't even see him draw his sword, because he didn't. Then he gets up and like, alright, yeah, I done had about enough. Oops, sorry about that. This nigga like, I done had about enough of this shit. So, he starts walking towards her, and that bitch is like, yeah, nah, I figured it out. Because between Monet and Tashigi, both of them bitches double teamed that nigga on some, yeah, you don't want to fight us because we're girls. You got to think against girls. You think we're weak. You think we're beneath you. And he's like, no, bitch, I think everybody's beneath me. Like, it ain't even personal to you. I think everybody is beneath me. The fuck are you saying? Like, as long as you carry a sword, nigga, you are beneath me. So, yeah, nah. And so she's like, yeah, but that's okay. You not finna hit me because I'm a girl. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. And he was like, yeah, I ain't that stupid ass cook. And he was like, well, he was like, you ever been to the zoo? And you see a wild animal in a cage and you think, man, that animal is weak. He was like, then when you see that same animal in the wild, he was like, what you gonna do? You gonna stand there and fight, or you gonna run? That's when that bitch is like, I'm frozen. I can't move. I can't move. Cut that bitch so deep, she couldn't pull herself back together. Because if she pulled herself back in her human form, she was cut so deep that bitch was going to die. The only way to keep from dying was to stay in her snow form. But then she tried to attack Tashigi, and Tashigi finished her off. That nigga was like, well, you think you a badass because you finished my leftovers? Like the fuck? She was like, you didn't kill her because she was a girl. Nigga was like, I didn't kill her because I didn't need to. He said the bitch can't pull herself and she's no longer a threat. But yeah, so that's why I'm at Punk Hazard. Caesar done fought this nigga Luffy like twice already. First time when he pulled out that gas the net, beat that nigga. Bruh. That shit, cause what it is, he got them fucking Mexican clapper. I don't know what them instruments are called, but they're like the little clapper shits. And being that he's a gas man, this nigga shoots shoots gas at you. And when he closes the little gas the net clappers, you blow up. That's how he beat Luffy the first time. That, and when he beat everybody, because anybody who got close to that nigga, he removed the oxygen from their perimeter. Suffocated these niggas and laughed while he did it. That's why I'm saying, like, this nigga is Disney evil.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Disney evil.
Yeah.
Disney evil.
Yeah, and I got that line from the boys at Team 4-Star. They Dragon Ball Z abridged. Cause that shit came from the Tree of Might episode when it started snowing and Goku was, oh, it's Christmas, and everybody's like, but it's July. And he's like, yeah, but it's snowing, so it must be Christmas. And then when King Kai told him about the Tree of Might and was like, yeah, that shit is bad. That nigga was like, it's real bad. He was like, how bad? That nigga said, it's sucking all the Christmas joy out of Earth. And he said, that's Disney evil. And from that point on, anytime I see something that's that fucking sinister, yeah, nah, nigga, that's Disney evil.
Yeah, Disney on some other type of shit.
Yeah,
you know, there's a little clip on the web. I think I was on Facebook. Something talking about Walt Disney supposedly could be taking his body out of cryostasis and all this other blah, but it's just blah.
Oh, you talking about Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a rumor that he did freeze himself in cryostasis. That nigga was trying to avoid the you-know-who's. I'ma say it like that. Because we're not trying to catch a hashtag.
Right.
Because in today's age, you
right
catch
now,
a hashtag for anything. Bro, that's the new censorship label.
Yeah.
How they used to put the bar up there and blank out what you saying, and yeah, now it's the hashtag. It's hashtag whatever the fuck they want to call you.
Yep. Damn.
Like, you're canceled because you said this. Damn, what happened to freedom of speech? Yeah, but it was offensive. Somebody found it offensive. Bitch, I'm offended that you're offended. Fuck are you saying? But yeah, man. Okay. It's about that time that I go ahead and get into some extreme rules of 2021.
Yeah, please let me know, because I thought you might have actually enjoyed this one.
Now, on one hand, I did. It's weird. It's what they always do. If they have a good card, the matches are hitting right, and then at the very end, they fuck you over. It's like somebody giving you an ice cream cone, and you eating the whole ice cream cone, and you get to the bottom of the ice cream cone, and it's a little piece of shit down there, and you're like, what the fuck? That just ruined the whole ice cream cone. The ice cream cone was good till you got to the shit, but all you can remember is the shit. So it's kind of like that. But nah, I am gonna talk about the pre-show because I fuck with Liv Morgan and they need to push her more. But yeah, nah. she fought Carmella in I think it was a no disqualification match. But it's weird because the name of the pay-per-view is Extreme Rules, but there was only one Extreme Rules match on the whole card. Like the fuck? So anyway, Liv beats Carmella, which as she should, because people actually like her and they're getting behind her. So don't do the stupid thing and drop the ball. But yeah, so when you start the night proper, when you start Extreme Rules proper, the first match was a 6-man tag that they did not promote. Or if they did, I must have been asleep because I missed that shit. Fucking Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos taking on the New Day. Boy, that shit was a barn burner. Like, I'm talking about reversals and kickouts and near falls and everything under the damn sun. They had it all. That shit was a dope ass match. So you like, all right, cool. Starting the night off great. The next match, let me see if I can remember this shit correctly. The next match, I want to say was fucking the tag match. SmackDown tag team match. Usos versus the Street Profits.
The Street Profits? That's the one I never heard.
Yeah, they've been holding it down for a minute, like since NXT. And the story of that match was real good because of the story behind it. The story behind it is on SmackDown last Friday, Montez Ford was kind of popping off at the mouth, talking cash shit, calling the Usos Roman Reigns' bloodline bitches. So that nigga Reigns said, I want a match with that nigga. They made it happen. It was the main event of SmackDown. Well, on that main event, Roman Reigns beat Montez Ford from pillar to post. Don't get me wrong, he got in a little bit of offense, but if you know Montez Ford and you seen his matches, that little bit of offense is like, yeah, that's next to no offense for him. So the whole story was Reigns beating him up. Then, when he finally started to make a comeback, motherfucker Reigns put him in the goddamn guillotine. Choked that nigga out. Put that nigga, and as soon as he put it on, I was like, yeah, nah, that's over. I was like, that's over. You either tapping out or going to sleep. Bro, this nigga did both. He tapped out as he went to sleep. I was like, oh, hell no. After beating him down and putting him to sleep, Paul Heyman grabs the mic and tells Roman, hey, with Extreme Rules right around the corner, you got the demon Finn Balor nipping at your heels. Then at Crown Jewel, you got the beast Brock Lesnar nipping at your heels. Why don't you make an example? The Usos came out. The three of them beat the hell out of Montez Ford because his tag team partner was away at a wedding. After they beat the hell out of him, Roman put that nigga through a table. Funny story, he couldn't put him through the announce table because during the match, Montez went to go run off of the table to go hit him with like a clothesline.
Yeah.
The minute he stepped on the table collapsed. Like, bro, they've been having some weird botches going on.
Yeah.
So they had to pull out a whole nother table for Reigns to put him through. So he put him through that table. Fucking what happened? Oh, after putting him through that table, the lights go out. The Fiend shows up, beats up the Usos, runs off Roman, and that's how SmackDown goes off air. So, with this, the Usos, when they're taking on the Street Profits, Montez Ford, his ribs is taped up. So he's going into the match with injured ribs. His partner is on some, I'm going to take the brunt of the match because I know you hurt. He like, ain't finna be no 2-on-1, 3-on-1 shit. I'm here now. I was at a wedding last week, but I'm here now. Try that shit on me. And for a minute, bruh, Angelo Dawkins was holding him off. He was holding off both the Usos, like, for a mean minute. Then, he tagged in Montez Ford. Montez Ford, the first thing he does is go to the top rope, fly off, landing on his fucking ribs.
Of course he did.
So he's getting big moves, but it's like it's hurting him as much as it's hurting his opponent. Might be hurting him more. Once he in the ring, the Usos grabbed his ass. They got to working him over real good. Like, bruh,
Like
Jay must
money,
have,
nigga.
huh?
Like he owed money.
Yeah,
Come here.
bruh. Jay Uso must have backdropped that man about 17 times. Like, bro, I swear every move he did a backdrop. Do a couple moves, do a backdrop. Pick him up, backdrop again. Pick him up, backdrop again. Do a couple more moves, backdrop. Like, god damn, bro. Keep dropping my man on here. He was trying to shatter them ribs. But yeah, again, that match was a good back and forth. But in the end, the Usos come out victorious because they the Usos. So, fucking, what match came after that? Damn. Was it the US title? Think it was. Damian Priest taking on Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. That one I was into, but not really into because they done the rematch between Sheamus and Damian Priest so many times that it's like, alright, I'm cool if y'all would just did him versus Jeff. I'm cool if y'all did him versus, well, not so much him versus Sheamus again, which funny enough, on Raw they did him versus Sheamus again. But so that match was okay. It was a little back and forth, but for the most part it was good. After that match was the Raw Women's title match. And that match was kind of dope, but a little weird. It was Charlotte taking on Alexa, and I say it was kind of weird because we're getting the remnants of her Fiend sidekick character.
Yeah, I've seen the
And
clips.
they're trying to phase that out, which they found the perfect person to do it with, that being Charlotte. Because Charlotte didn't mince words. Them bitches came right out and said it. Bitch, this is a stupid gimmick. You need to stop. You're a grown-ass woman. Dressing like a little kid. Running around talking about, do you want to play with me? Nobody's here to play, Alexa. She's like, bring me back the Alexa who was holding titles. Now you run around here with a little doll. Stupid fucking doll. So, that match was, again, Charlotte imposing her strength and her size on Alexa, and Alexa using her speed and agility to get, in and out of places. But it came down to, and I should put this shit on the t-shirt, shenanigans. Charlotte grabs the doll Lily that Alexa comes to the ring with because she's got this weird voodoo connection with the doll.
Shenanigans.
And so when usually if you go to grab the doll, Alexa will attack you, not letting you grab the doll. So finally Charlotte grabs the doll and it's like Alexa freezes in place. Charlotte throws the doll at her, hits her with a big boot. 1, 2, 3.
Man,
match over.
don't tell me when I like that. That's some bullshit.
Yep. Oh, but it gets worse. Freaking Sasha, I'm finna ruin the whole shit before I start. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. That shit, again, the story behind that shit. Because when you watch the video that leads up to the match, like, bro, the shit, it just hits so well. It's Becky came home, had her homecoming, and at her homecoming kind of shitted on Bianca, but she's not sorry about the fact that she kind of shitted on Bianca. Like, oh, well, I guess that just means I'm a bigger deal than you. So that's kind of the attitude she's coming back with. And then you got Bianca, who genuinely has the fans behind her, because she's like, yeah, nah, I'm not just finna let you come and take my spot like that. Like, bitch, I was holding it down the whole time you was pregnant and at home and taking care of your baby and shit. Like, bitch, I've been here putting in work. And so Becky is like, yeah, whatever, you just mad that I beat you in 26 seconds. So the whole story was revolving around that the encounter at SummerSlam. So right out the gate, soon as they ring the bell, Becky Lynch goes for it's a rock bottom, but they keep calling that shit the manhandle. And I'm telling you, the manhandle is a pump handle uranagi. It's a totally different move that she had to do differently because not a lot of women they don't have long enough arms to be doing that shit for her. And then she's short as hell anyway, so two short people trying to do that, yeah, no. So she just started doing the rock bottom. But instead of them calling it the rock bottom, they changed the name. Because Kevin Owens does the stunner. They didn't change the name of the stunner.
Right.
Seth Rollins does the pedigree. They didn't change the name of the pedigree.
Yep.
But, yeah. Moving along. So Becky goes for the, and I quote, manhandle slam, but doesn't get it. Bianca reverses it, goes to try for her finishing move, the KOD, the kiss of death. Becky gets out of that shit. And so the rest, that's when the match gets into a good little back and forth. And a lot of the match was Becky playing the cowardly heel of, I'm not trying to get hit by this big, strong bitch. Because Bianca is quite strong. She got some muscly ass arms, but she's still a baddie. Anyway, so her and Becky are going back and forth, and it's like Becky always finding ways to grab Bianca's ponytail and use that shit against her. Keep grabbing it, using it against her, grabbing it, using it against her. Until I thought Bianca was going to do what she usually do with the ponytail when people keep grabbing it You grab that shit enough, she gonna take and whip you with it. Yeah, cause she got the end of it.
Yeah.
The hair is like, I think she flattens it or flat irons it so finely that shit is like the end of a whip. So when she hits you with it,
on some synthetic
bruh, she be leaving marks on bitches. When she fought Shayna Baszler in NXT, left a mark on her.
That's dope.
When she fought Sasha at WrestleMania, left a mark on her.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought she was going to use that shit, but she didn't get a chance to. Just when it was looking like Bianca was finna win, Sasha Banks comes running out. Yeah, been gone for like the last 2-3 months. Yup. Comes running out, punches Bianca in the face, making her drop Becky. They ring the bell, and she's sitting there beating up on Bianca. They ring the bell, they crown Becky as still the champ, which, again, they booked themselves into a corner. They didn't want Bianca to lose, but then Becky can't lose because she just came back. So, yeah, they painted themselves in the corner with that one. But yeah, nah. So, after beating up on Bianca, Becky's looking at Sasha like, yeah, thanks. Gives her the thumbs up and everything like, yeah, thanks, buddy. That shit was looking kind of ugly, but I probably would have pulled it out, but your help is greatly appreciated. And then Sasha attacks Becky Lynch too. Beats the hell out of both of them, and then stands there with the belt at her feet. Looks down at the belt and then looks at the camera and kind of tilts her head like, y'all know what's going down. Okay. So, again, that match was good. Dope ending, all of that shit. Fucking, that brings us to the final match of the evening, the main event of the evening, that last little bit of ice cream. So, the Demon, and I gotta remember to say the Demon Finn Balor, because if I don't, the two F's will get me fucked up, and I will be calling him the Fiend instead of the Demon. So, the two characters are similar in nature. So, that's also another reason to get them confused. But I digress. So, in this match, the story is the Demon. Finn Balor doesn't summon the Demon summons him. It unlocks the rage inside of him, allowing him to defeat his opponents. That's where he gets this unstoppable feeling of, I can't be hurt. Because when the match starts off, it's Roman throws a big ass punch and Finn just no-sells it. Throws his own punch. They go back and forth trading bombs, and Finn is just, every time he get hit, just makes a demon face and tongue all out. And then on top of that, I don't know how this nigga painted his fucking tongue black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that tastes.
Yeah, because when he stuck his tongue out, the shit was black. And I'm like, oh, this nigga went all in, which is gonna feed into the ending. Just hold on tight. We're getting there. But nah, so freaking Roman comes out first, which is weird because the champion usually comes out last. So Roman comes out first, and they did that to give the Demon the proper entrance, the good theatrical entrance. So Roman makes his entrance, and he's, you know, good, and freaking when the Demon comes out, bro, yo, Roman is emotionless. Almost like the look on his face, like I could give less than a fuck about this nigga. Like, yeah, no, he's just another one. Like, he could hear the song in his head, the song playing in his head. Dum dum. Another one bites the dust. Dum dum dum. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. Like, bro, cause that's the look on his face. Like, just, yeah, nope. This shit is over, in the bag, I'm good. Man, let me tell you, like I said, the match starts off, they trading bombs, Finn's no-selling his punches, coming back, and then until Roman get tired of that shit and hit that nigga for real and drop the Finn Balor down to his knee. He tried to pop back up and hit him again. This time he knocked him on his ass. And then it's like, you remember, oh yeah, Finn Balor is only like 215 pounds. And Roman Reigns can bench press way more than 215 pounds. Like, so much so he's hurling this man by his ears, throwing him around the ring like a rag doll. Again, they battle outside because this was the only match on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view that was Extreme Rules. So they're battling out into the crowd. When he throws Finn Balor out into the crowd, before Roman walks into the crowd, he stops. He looks at Paul. He doesn't even look at Paul Heyman. This motherfucker holds his hand out, and Paul Heyman puts a mask in his hand. This nigga throws on his COVID mask before he goes to walk in the crowd to continue beating Finn Balor's ass.
Oh, that's
because remember, Roman got cancer. But how the commentators spun it, this was the only good call I say that Pat McAfee made, because I really don't like Pat McAfee. Fucking this nigga said Roman doesn't want to breathe the same air as these cretins.
I like the way you put that.
I was like,
that's
yo,
funny.
that is
good.
dope. So
That's good.
yeah, they battling into the crowd. Now the whole time, the crowd has been chanting, "We want tables, we want tables." Finn Balor tried to pull the table out earlier, got beat down. Roman, not only did he not pull out the table, he put the shit back. This nigga said, I get tables when I want to get tables, and I don't want to get tables right now. So while they're battling through the crowd, there's a table with equipment on it. It's just wires and shit, but it's, you know, like a wooden table. So they're fighting over by the little kickoff desk, this big giant plate glass desk that I'm like, oh, if y'all motherfuckers crash through that shit,
Right.
y'all got some balls. Cause nigga, that shit is plate glass, nigga. You gonna die. Nope, they don't fight. They don't slam each other through that. They fight on top of it though. But Balor pushes Roman off of the table or off of the desk. He stumbles over by this little equipment table, kind of pushing some of the equipment off. You know how they do.
Yeah. You know, getting ready.
Yeah. Think don't nobody see it. I see the magic. I see the magic. So Balor runs off of this giant glass desk and does a crossbody on Roman through the table. Whole crowd goes nuts. So he picks him up, walks that nigga back to the ring. As he's getting back to the ring, this is where I was saying earlier, where this is where it starts to look like he got that shit in the bag. Like, bruh, he hits this nigga through shotgun drop kick. Then he does the coup de grace. Pins him. Everybody's thinking, yeah, no, that's it. That's it. He been ducking that coup de grace all night. That's it. It's done. 1, 2, and at the nick of time, the Usos pull Finn Balor out, and they get to jump in his ass. And I mean, they work this nigga over for a minute until he starts fighting back. Then he start beating both of their ass. Roman comes out, tries to get him some. Nope, he puts that nigga through another table. This is the table that the Usos set up. He puts Roman through that table with a shotgun drop kick. Gets that nigga back in the ring. Again, it's looking like, yeah, no, the Usos are taken out. Roman Reigns has been put through a second table. Right. Finn Balor climbs to the top. Oh, before I can't go past this moment. Before I get to the end, I can't just skip over this part, because when he put Roman through the table, what led up to that was he had been like I said, after beating up the Usos, Roman speared this motherfucker through the barricade. Right? So Roman crawls out of the wreckage. He crawling around on the outside. Balor rolls his way out of the wreckage, and he's laying on the floor on his stomach, dead. Or so we're made to believe. The lights go out. You get this red light that pulses and a heartbeat. And when it does that, he starts jerking around like somebody's trying to revive him. Like the demon is bringing this nigga back to life, or the demon is bringing itself back to life. Long story short, somebody decides that they can't just play the heartbeats from his music. That's what kind of revived him back to life, was the heartbeats from his music. But then they didn't know how to cut it off. Wow. They let this nigga's music ride during the middle of the match while he's still fighting under a red light. Like they didn't learn with that red light with the Fiend. Don't do it. So he's doing all of this shit under the red light. Shotgun drop kick in the corner again. Sets up for another coup de grace. I'm talking about, it's looking like it's all over. Usos taken out. Roman Reigns is down and out. It's done. And the top rope collapses. Like the entire top rope just collapses, causing him to, one, hit the second rope on his knee and fall face first. So I think he might have blew his knee out. If he, like, bruh, I hope he's okay, because that spot looked sickening. That spot looked sickening, the way he was standing there and then had both his arms out to the side, and that shit just buckled up under him. That's like having the floor drop up under you. Like, what the fuck? You gonna break something. But yeah, he could barely get back to his feet. But when he did get back to his feet, he ate a spear 1, 2, 3, and still your Universal Champion.
Roman Reigns,
Acknowledge him.
head of the table.
Right, like, bruh. But like I said, that was the piece of shit at the end of the ice cream cone. The fact that
Oh wow.
they booked themselves into a corner where, again, they didn't want Roman to lose, but Finn Balor couldn't lose. So it was like they did the only thing they could do. And you can't end it with a DQ. It's Extreme Rules. You can't end it with any kind of no contest, none of that shit. So, how else do you do it? Oh, a freak accident. It's a freak accident. That's what happened. We had no control over that bullshit.
Right.
All 4 turnbuckles collapsed at once. How the fuck does that happen? Especially because you had bigger men than him riding the turnbuckle all goddamn night. That shit is confusing to me.
Something's afoot.
It baffles me. That's why I said it's like eating an ice cream cone and getting to the very bottom to have that little piece of shit. And it's like you sitting there just licking your little ice cream and you, the fuck? You get to
Yo, I
doing all
pray
that-
that never happens to anybody.
doing all that extra shit.
I would hate for somebody to get shit.
Oh, this is just a random thought for me. I wasn't planning on having this on the show, but it was so funny. I gotta bring it up. What's the name of that beetle that you was that you was showing me earlier?
The Bombardier beetle.
The Bombardier beetle. If you don't know what it is, I highly suggest you YouTube that shit, Google it, and make sure you find the clip where they stick it in a jar with a frog. This big green fucking look like a bullfrog. And it's like the minute they drop the beetle in the cage, in the
Snatched
little
him up.
tank with the frog, like he didn't even get to hit the floor. That frog yanked his ass up quick. It was just he immediately after swallowing this beetle whole. Now see why they call him the Bombardier, because that frog looked like a bomb went off in his stomach. Like
sir.
the look on that frog's face was like, oh shit, hold on now, wait a minute. And then he coughed that damn beetle right back up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it was so funny because the frog had a human look for a second. Like one of his eyes kind of closed by itself, but the other one was still open, looked like he was winking. I was like, ooh, no, he trying to hold the beetle in. But
Yeah, he probably trying to hold that motherfucker in there.
yeah, but the thing
What
with
happened?
the Bombardier beetle is, as we've learned, it has acidic fecal matter. And that's its defense mechanism. So when the frog swallowed the beetle whole, it shit down his throat.
He shit
And he
acid
coughed
down
that
his throat.
motherfucker up. Said it shit is too spicy. But yeah, just the way the frog looked like, hold, like, bruh. That's why I said it looked like a bomb went off in his stomach. And he coughed that motherfucker back up quick. And that beetle just kept walking out like, yeah, had to teach your ass.
Right. He was all slimed up and shit,
Be
but
careful what you eat, nigga.
still moving though. Yeah, nature is full of surprises.
Oh, that remind me of American Dad. Damn nature, you scary.
Yeah. Yeah, nature's scary.
Shh. But on that note, it's about that time. Final word. What's the word, nerd?
Everyone be well.
Be well. Be happy. Don't fuck with no bombardier beetles. For all y'all frogs out there, stay away from them bitches. But yeah, if you haven't done it already, go ahead, grab that Fly 93.5 app. Go on your Google Play or your Apple App Store, wherever you get your apps from. Type in Fly 93.5, grab that app, listen live. If you can't catch us that way, you can go to radio.fly935.com/listen. It'll take you right to where we at. Tap that play button and listen live with us. If you want to hit us up on YouTube, you can hit us up at Anime and Chill. Put the spaces in there. Anime Space Chill. Anime Space and Space Chill. And that'll take you right to the page. If you want to hit us up on Instagram, it's at Anime and Chill 88, all one word. If you want to hit us up on Twitter, it's at Armand Joseph, ARMOND JOSEPH. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, it's at Armand.Joseph.9. That's ARMOND.JOSEPH.9. So, yeah, man, grab your favorite person, kick your feet up, throw your favorite tunes. It's about that time to anime and chill. Peace.
Dynamic entrance kicking in the door like that. Turn up to the max, shooting energy up to the sky. Tap into the station 935, it's time to rock. Swooshy color backgrounds just to let you know we fly. Undefeated, never beaten, cause we got the skill. Striking all this black gold, you would think we had a drill. We got what you need, homie, so come and get your fill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill. It's time to anime and chill. Relax and unwind, it's time to anime and chill.